with us now. Democratic strategist Dan Turrentine is with us, and Fox News contributor Kaylee McGee-White. Dan, I hate to do this to you because you're like a likable guy. And I always feel like you come on the program and I have to beat you up and go after you hard. And I don't really want to go after you that hard because you are a nice guy. But this is your party. Your party is being run by, Marxist Mamdani, AOC, the Radical Squad, Grandpa Bernie, Pocahontas, AOC, Jasmine Crockett. That's your party's leadership. That's the direction. How do you feel as a Democrat? Why stay a part of that party? Do you agree with that? Do you agree with global intifada and Marxism?
No, I don't. But I also don't agree with the former speaker that I should leave the party. I mean, look, Barack Obama said we need to toughen up. Sean, I think what we need to do is sober up. You guys were talking about this earlier. After the last election, the two things everyone said Democrats needed to do was, one, get over Trump derangement syndrome, and two, moderate on social issues and things like immigration. But what have we done? Anytime any member tries to do it, the base screams. And so you're right. The party right now is petrified. Even when they're held
hostage because it is now evolved into that party. The leaders that Democrats are looking to are those people.
Well, I think, yes. I mean, on some level, that's the problem, right? You have, people like AOC and Bernie Sanders drawing 30,000 people, and Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries just sit there absolutely terrified. I think the good news is that here in New York, while Mamdani won the primary, he hasn't moved in the polls. He's sitting at 40%. Which tells me, 60% of New York isn't for him.
But in a four-person race, that's plenty of room to win and win by a pretty significant margin, especially when you're going to split the Democratic vote. My hope would be Curtis Sliwa slides right in because they split the vote enough. Kaylee, by the way, welcome as a Fox News contributor. Great to have you. You've been doing a great job. Let's get your take on this. I mean, I feel sorry for Dan. I think Dan really sincerely believes and wants and hopes and prays that some type of miraculous conversion will occur, but it's not reality.
No, and I think Newt is right that Democrats are going to have no choice but to endorse Mamdani. And it's because they're caught in a trap of their own making. The fact is that Mamdani ran a campaign addressing many very real issues for New Yorkers, such as high rent and affordability. The problem is those are direct consequences of decades of failed Democratic governance. Now, Mamdani's solution is that let's just move further to the left, and Democrats haven't governed progressively enough. Now, Democrats can either agree with that, but if they don't, what are they essentially admitting? They're not only admitting that their policies are the root of the problem in blue cities like New York, but they would also have to admit that the solution is to move further to the right, and not just to the center, but towards Trump and towards the GOP. That is a line that Democrats are not going to cross, and so they have no choice but to embrace this continued lurch to the left.
Yeah, I think you're right on every front. And Dan, I don't think there's anything you or a few moderates in your party, Doug Schoen, Mark Penn, yourself, there are many of you. Rahm Emanuel seems to be identifying the problem. Carville's gone crazy. I don't know what's happened to him. He's gone off the deep end. He's not the same guy he was advising Clinton. So I think you guys are just out of luck, and you're on an island of your own without much support at all.
Well, look, it's always darkest before it gets light. And I do think, look, we're going to have primaries.
That's a nice cliche, Dan. It's pretty dark down there where you are.
It is. But look, we're going to have primaries now all over the country. We're going to start to get a new generation. I think you're starting to see some, people who want to run for president teasing out ideas.
Who?
Oh, look, I think Josh Shapiro, Gretchen Whitmer, I think people like...
They can't win the primary.
Well, we'll see.
They will not win the primary the way...
Sean, the history in our party is the base doesn't always win.
Well, okay, I'll give you an example. Andrew Cuomo didn't win the primary in New York.
Well,
neither did Eric Adams.
He has his own, he has his own issues. But look, I mean, think about it. Howard Dean didn't win.
But he lost to a Marxist. Yeah. And he can't win. I don't think he can win in a general election. Maybe he can. I might be wrong. Can the party change? Kaylee, last word.
No, it can't. And just keep in mind that many of the policies that Mamdani is proposing were actually a part of the Democratic Party's agenda when Kamala Harris ran for president. These are not outlandish policies according to the Democratic Party's own platform.
All right, thank you both. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.